Hello everybody, welcome back to RimWorld, Beta 18 Colonial Marines. We finally got this all done and ready, which is nice. Can I shine? What is your problem? Hungry, decent barracks, feeling bad, disturbed sleep, grimy. Oh, that's right. Hygiene, there we go. You know, this hygiene mod has been the death of me sometimes in like Alpha 17. I remember it was like I completely forget it exists. Probably in Beta 18 as well. It's kind of been just, you know, it's amazing how people don't like latrine and wash bucket. Surprisingly enough, I remember in Alpha 17 with the hygiene mod, every time they would use the latrine, there would all of a sudden spawn a waste barrel, which was a barrel full of shit. Literally. You could set it on fire and, you know, that's about it. You could also turn the waste, we'll call it that, into soil, like fertilized soil, mud, and it wasn't mud, so dark soil. I can't remember what it was called. But yeah. Oh, that was a thing. That was indeed a thing. Fishing spot. Am I doing right there? No, okay. It's kind of weird because like this small, like little, this has to be like the tiniest pond I've ever seen in my life, man. Can we actually put a shellfish trap in there as well? I kind of like it. It's like our own home, what do they call those areas? Where it's like, you have a whole bunch of fish in a habitat inside of a, it's almost like a, oh, that's my buddy. Now you guys are just standing around again. Stop creeping me the fuck out already. Let's do it like that so I can start putting things in right here. We have fueled stove, butcher's table. Don't do it. Don't. Oh, okay, we actually can just do that. As far as tables goes, what should I do about tables? Stop standing around. I swear to God, you guys are creeping me the hell out. I know I keep saying that, but it's true. They creep me out, man. And then furniture, we'll just plop stools right there and right there. Yeah, sure. Come on in. Brick and diver. Okay then. Colonial Marines, I see. Good, good, good. The fact that you guys stand around and do nothing creeps me the Hold on, I'm gonna need to fix this. Alright, so we're back in RimWorld again. Could be because things are forbidden and they don't know how to get to them. Okay, let's see here. It seems I actually may have done it. Another thing is character. Action boy. Move speed. Apparently, movement speed also seems to screw with them. However, it has to be considerably high. If we check out his movement speed, moving is 100%. It doesn't tell me the speed. Now here we have the same problem again. There's Doug is standing. What is Lyle doing? Hauling insect jelly. You're gonna be hauling insect jelly. Either way, I'm gonna have to go back to restricting them. Actually gonna do that. This time around, they only get 4 hours of recreation a day now. Gonna have you go and attack, you go and attack. Like so. Let's see what that rocket propel grenade does. Oh, it's gonna take you a while to warm up. Holy fuck, stop, stop, stop! And this is why we don't use rocket-propelled grenades indoors, gentlemen. You know, it's kind of... it's kind of ironic since I had him, dumbass Doug, when in all honesty I have friendly fire Lyle. Oh my god. Oh, that movement, the animation in the water actually makes my frames drop considerably on speed 3. That's not good. It looks nice, but yeah. Tend to him. Gonna have to tend to Doug next. Brian, where are you, mate? And that insect jelly, I see. Maybe we could just farm these insects. Don't kill the hive, but kill the insects. And eventually more of the... I need to set you to try to entertain. Shopping area. I don't think that's gonna be good. Let's not do that, shall we? Colonist missing. Yeah, you kind of dropped it after Doug kind of wasted you with a rocket launcher. I did not know that thing could start just firing so massively like that. Actually, I want to see if it has any sort of... The M5 rocket-propelled grenade, or RPG, is a portable, shoulder-fired, reloadable, semi-automatic, unguided, anti-armor rocket-propelled grenade launcher. Gee, could you simplify that a little bit more, please, for me? Used by United States Colonial Marine Corps as their standard issue RPG, as able to load up to 4 rockets, the M5 RPG is a favorite anti-infantry toy of the US Marine Corps. I mean, sorry, the United States Colonial Marines, which, now that I remember about it, it's called United America, isn't it? In the alien lore? Because there's this whole thing about 3 empires. Because you have the United America, which is essentially North, Central, and South America banded together to form one giant empire. Because the one that started is Britain, the United Kingdom, and Japan, basically with a whole bunch of developing nations, became, you know, their own empire. The 3 empires, whatever. And then you also had like the authoritarian socialists. So the 3 empires, or am I getting this all wrong here? And then with that, that's where like Wayland and Yutani came together, because Wayland and Yutani merged. I don't think it was. I think one got bought out by the other, but Wayland was the British company, and Yutani was a Japanese company, and they practically had a. When they merged together, they created a global monopoly, and they kind of owned everything. And much on how it is today, it's just a whole bunch of umbrella corporations under umbrella corporations. Kind of like how in America today, there's like we call it Fortune 500 companies, you know, but really only 6 companies owns everything in America, or corporations, and everything is just under an umbrella term. Terrifying stuff. You actually read into it, and it's, yeah. We got those insects there. Let's speed through this if I can without the game lagging. Jesus Christ, why is this thing chugging so much? What is it, the water? If I stare at this, will it stop chugging? Nope, still chugs. I'm really starting to wonder if I should just cut out moments like this where you just see them sleeping. Everybody's sleeping. So, I don't know, I was reading up a few things like how to fix the standing problem, and some people were just like, it's because something's forbidden, they're trying to haul it even though it's forbidden, or it's like they move too fast, or it's just too tight of corridors, apparently. And they can't path amongst those things. Where's these? Oh, there's the zombies coming from. They're coming from right here. They're coming from the road! Can't cross around here. However, they could cross there. They could cross right around here. I remember there used to be another Bridges mod. Why is that not animated? Huh. Or a terraforming mod, actually, where they allowed you to make... whatchamacalls it? It allowed you to do, like, light water, or, like, shallow water and deep water, and I was able to just have, like, a completely... make a river, deep water... And it was something similar like this, except this whole entire side was like a mountain range, and it was cut in half with the water. And so I was able to build like a compound right here in like an area looking like this, and just have a river completely defend me and have one bridge. And so everybody would come in through the east, west, and north, and they wouldn't be able to get into the base because there's only one way in, and that was the bridge. That wasn't unless I had infestation happen, and then all of a sudden it's like abandon the mountain because insects are coming out from the ground. They're coming out of the walls. They're coming out of the goddamn walls. Oh yeah, that was something I was talking about with the aliens. I've seen Alien, I've seen Aliens, I haven't seen the third Alien, I've seen Alien Resurrection. Not Resurgence like I said in the previous episode, Resurrection. And I didn't go see... I saw the synopsis, basically. I've seen other people see Prometheus and Covenant, and I kind of wish that Prometheus stayed to be its own thing with Covenant, because, you know, because first it was Prometheus, and then it became Alien Covenant, which was a sequel to Prometheus, and it tied right back into the Alien lore. And I know a lot of people liked it, a lot of people didn't like it. I saw people say it's more of like a slasher film, and other people were just like it's like the classic Alien movie like that way. And I'm just like, well, I didn't really like Alien, I liked Aliens. I mean, I'm not saying Alien is a bad movie, I'm just saying I prefer Aliens. What can I say? When it comes to aliens, you know, it's just like, who is the better female character? Vasquez or Ripley? A lot of people will say Ripley. I say Vasquez. A lot of people actually agree, because I remember reading something about that, where Vasquez got a hell of a lot more fan letters and love letters than Ripley did, or Sigourney Weaver, who was the actor who played Ripley. It's kind of weird. I forget the name for the actor for Vasquez. I'm deeply sorry about that. It's kind of weird because it's just like, it's a Latino character, but the actor is actually Australian. Or at least has like that Australian accent with her. And it's just like, what the? Because I was watching something, you know, the making of Aliens, and it was really interesting, and I really gotta hand it. It's like why I prefer Aliens over Alien is just because I think James Cameron, I really like James Cameron directing, because I think he did something very fabulous. I think he turned something that would look goofy otherwise and somehow hide it and make it the most terrifying thing ever. Because you ever seen the original Alien Queen? Diver. Okay, let's one moment please. Action Goodwill. Why do the Colonial Marines not like us? Is it because we're the new guys? That it? Anyway, I need to start building some more stuff here. Actual stuff. Can I tell them to mine out this area for starters, though? Wait, hold on. Why did I do that? Yeah, just have them mine that out. And the original Alien Queen is just, it's obviously it's this animatronic. It's a huge animatronic, but it has two guys stuffed in it, basically. One in the chest area, one, you know, back to back against each other. One controlling the two little arms, the other one controlling the big arms. And we have a rat trying to kill us right now. And you have this huge crane behind it at all times. The animatronic could not stand up at all. The animatronic controlled the head, the neck with hydraulics, and then the legs as well. But it cannot stand up, it cannot walk on its own, obviously. Ren, come on out here and shoot it. Good for you. Rick, let's check out you. Oh. Oh, he's certainly a good Marine, that's for certain. You could use better with the shooting still. Oh no, offended. Don't be offended. Yeah. The file remains, as well as reverse filming. It's where you film something backwards, like there's this one scene where you see the facehugger try to jump on Ripley. And what it is that they got this one facehugger that was a pull toy. It was on a pull toy cord, and they pulled it, and then it would start, walking. It was just like a plastic toy sorts. And they would have it walk up to this stool that was knocked over, cut, put a rubber facehugger laying on top of it, and then, what do they do with it? Oh yeah, they pulled it off away from Ripley, basically, so it looked like it jumped onto it. Because what they, how you do it, regularly is you'd have it jump onto the stool, but they had it already on the stool, and then they pulled it off to make, and then in post-production, reversed it so it looked like it jumped onto it, and then they had it jump, they pulled it towards the camera in the third shot, which made it look like it was jumping on Ripley. That sort of thing. And it was kind of genius, They did a lot of that as well, and I remember there was a lot of his crew were kind of finger waving at him, basically saying it was just like, oh, but you forgot this, the rain, because it's downpouring inside the building. And he's like, no. You won't be able to tell the individual droplets falling. You'll just see a pattern splattering on the ground. Basically, when they hit the ground, they splatter. And it doesn't matter about that. And he proved them wrong. And after that, they kind of shut up. I know that's like a little small thing, and it was kind of like, oh, no, sort of thing. But it was pretty good. I really like the characters. Obviously, my favorite character would have to be... Well, not obviously, because I haven't talked about this before. It's not like I'm a huge Aliens fan that, never shuts up about it, or, one of those fans that never shuts up about a movie. Tenure needs awful barracks. Wasn't that lovely? Let's just start running this on speed 2s. X, yeah, the guy that goes game over, man, game over, and all that sort of stuff, and, I don't know, I just really like him. Yeah, Bill Paxton, I don't know, I just really like Bill Paxton in playing Dwayne Hicks in the Aliens movie, because I kind of felt like he almost kind of plays himself, basically, because you ever see the documentary for Aliens, with the first part when it talks about the characters and the actors. He's just like, I like to shoot guns. Which is basically what Hicks's character is. He just likes to shoot guns. He is the badass of the party. But it was something when I watched that I found out he had actually passed away this year, which made me sad because I didn't even hear about it. It was one of those things that's just like, last year we heard of so many people dying, and oh Jesus, that's right, I'm so used to having a wall. Actually, Jesus. Let's do something like this over here, just so we can kind of space ourselves from them, please. And he has, well, let's do this, and hopefully Doug doesn't kill anybody. Bill Paxton honestly has one of the most dreadful, like, I wouldn't call it like final words, but he has like a quote that's very, very like grim, dark, in a sense. And let me pull it up right here. It goes, "I hope when I die, a lot of people say, 'Game over, man,' just for a brief moment, feel funny and original, until they see everyone say the same thing and become filled with the same void and despair that consume me." I'm just like, holy fucking shit, man. But yeah. That was good. There's a whole bunch of other characters I like about it as well. I'm terrible with names, and so I always gotta look up people's names and stuff like that. If I don't, I just have a hard time remembering. I can remember faces, I can't remember names though. I have a hard time remembering names. If it's one of those things where it's just like I meet you only like a few days a year, like the holidays or something like that, I'm probably not gonna remember your name, I'm sorry. I'm terrible with names, I'm sorry. Oh geez, yeah, let's speed this up, please. Please. Zombies getting caught behind a mountain again, which is just lovely. One thing I will say about the... Oh, they really enjoyed their stay. That's amazing. What's their goodwill? Faction Goodwill 42. I'm amazed they actually enjoyed it. No. What do I want to do? Simple meal. There we go. Do wherever. Yeah, I've been kind of just talking here because getting over my illness, as I keep saying. By the way, have you heard about my illness? I got an illness. Have I told you about that yet? So, I know this is kind of bad to always put the stove in with the butchery. The butcher's table in with the stove because it makes it unclean and that's how food poisoning happens. In case you didn't know. But for the time being, I'm going to have it like that until, you know, we get it up and running. How many walls is this? 7, 8, 9. Oh, yeah, we could do 9. Just keep mining that out. That'd be good. For right now, anyway. Bren failed to catch anything while fishing. Well, that's too bad. Yeah, we're probably gonna actually have to move that. Actually, why am I... Whoops. No, let's do that. There we go. Furniture. Dining chair. Get a small table, because we really don't need anything else like that, because it's not like we're going to be having grand feasts where everyone must come into the hall and pay tribute to the king. I don't know why I do these weird voices, I'm sorry. Oh, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the documentary. I had most cool, fun time watching all that, except for one. I didn't know how much of a pansy Sigourney Weaver, in real life anyway, was. I don't mean that to be insulted, but I kind of do at the same time. Because through the whole documentary, she never shuts up about how she is scared to death about guns. And it's like one of those people, it's like, you ever met somebody that has to make every little single thing about politics and there's no such thing as a good moment or just a moment with them? And it's like they come up with the biggest, like, most dumbest, like, connections ever. It's just like you could tell them pineapple pizza and they're just like, you know, it's like, oh, you support slavery, and it's just like, what? It almost feels kind of like that. I mean, I'm kind of getting political now by just even mentioning it, but Sigourney Weaver, she's equating of killing aliens that want to kill humans to hurting actual people, and how she feels like she's killing actual people. I'm like, well, it's good that you have empathy. I'm going to say that much. It's a good thing that you have empathy, and it's good that you don't want to kill people, basically. Even if it's in self-defense. I mean, self-defense is kind of like justified because you're defending yourself, but if you don't want to kill people, even self-defense, that's perfectly your choice. But when you come up with this thing, it's just like where it's all acting, it's all make-believe, it's all fiction, and you're saying, you know, you're having like this kind of breakdown moment. It's kind of like, you know, it's just like not my cup of tea, man. Not my cup of tea. You know, I don't care if you like guns or I don't care if you hate guns, but it's just like you shouldn't be scared to death by guns. And when you see her in the documentary, I got to give credit to her acting though, because when, you know, the director, you know, Cameron and all that, and his assistant director with the loudspeaker, you know, yells action. Basically, she does the moment, she gets into character, and she does it very well. Second they say cut though, basically she becomes stiffer than a cardboard. Oh, cardboard isn't stiff. Stiffer than a statue. There we go. And she's literally like, you know, two crew members have to come, basically, you know, take the gun away from her, basically, and say everything's okay. And she's just there, like, shaking with her hands and all that. Like, she just experienced, or, you know, she's traumatized by it all. And it's just like, wow. I think the most part, like, why is it that I kind of felt, you know, to be bitchy is because she did not read the script at all. She saw Aliens movie, the sequel. I was like, sure, I'd love to do that. And when she said herself, when she came on the script, she saw, you know, the Marines and all that and their guns, and she was like freaking out, and she was like looking at James Cameron, and she was like, what's with all the guns? As she was shaking. And James Cameron just gave her like the most confused look ever. And it is, and then, you know, Aliens 3, why there weren't really any guns in that as well was because of Ripley, or yeah, Sigourney Weaver, basically, no guns. And that's when Aliens 3 was in the limbo of script making, because they kept wanting to rewrite it, because people couldn't agree, including actors couldn't agree on what they want to do. That sounds like a fire's happening. Is there? Oh no. Okay, I'm just hearing things. Can we speed through this? Okay, I can actually speed through it right now. It's not lagging so much. And James Cameron just said, fuck it, I'm out. With all the needless editing of it. Because they could not agree on a script, and so it just pissed them off, and they left. And the thing about it is, he's going to take Hudson, who is played by Michael Biehn? I know his first name's Michael. He's Corporal Hudson. He was in Aliens. They were supposed to star him and whatnot, and it seemed like a really interesting movie. I would have loved it if they continued with the Marines, but the producers, the Fox producers, and Sigourney Weaver and a whole bunch of other people just got in and started pitching their own shit. And when James Cameron left, they kind of like, well, they just kind of, you know, succumbed to the script and whatever was meant to be into what happened, and, you know, as fans say, it wasn't really the best of movies. I don't know, I haven't seen it. I've only seen Resurrection, or whatever the hell it was called, and I didn't really like that one. To change the palette, you know, basically, so this whole episode isn't just talking about the movies of Aliens, but, I mean, movies in general, I guess, would probably be the problem. What the hell is this zombie doing? I finally saw one movie, a horror movie that's a cult classic. I say cult... Oh, fuck. Lyle, this is your fault. You deal with it. Okay. What's Doug gonna be trying to shoot at? Well, at least you got one. Yeah, we need to heal your ass. Or you could drink milk, that works too. Oh shoot, that's right, cutting woods. I want to talk about things basically because I like talking. Not really. That's one of the things why I didn't do YouTube for the longest time, despite my sanity draining on me, is that I just didn't like talking, especially by myself. I talk to people, it's like there will be certain people I love talking to, like my friend. But talking in general I don't like, but I kind of just said, you know what, I'm going to push through it, because it's just like I wanted to do YouTube for such a long time, and I've been gone for such a long time. It's like been years of a gap from when I used to somewhat regularly do YouTube. Most of the videos back then are long gone and deleted, and nobody's going to see them. Most of which I've actually completely forgotten what they even were, sadly. I was young and stupid, and I thought, you know, just like, you know, I would make something, and the next day I'd think it was bad and delete it, and yeah, call it a day. But yeah, I finally saw John Carpenter's The Thing, which I called it a cult classic because apparently it actually didn't even do good in the reviews by critics. But people who have seen it, you know, say it's a good movie, and I say it's a good movie too. However, I do understand why people hate it. Oh, immensely so. Immensely so. I wouldn't blame somebody if they did hate it simply because it's just like, this is some fucking gory shit, man. I mean, we're desensitized now, basically, where this probably would be nothing, but I can understand, you know, people looking at this and, yeah, needing to puke afterwards. And, I will admit, I can't remember. There I go, not remembering names again, but the director, I know the director was kind of worried that people would laugh about the special effects for some of the scenes. And there is this one moment, like, I will say there was this one moment where I did kind of laugh in that film during one of the scarier moments, basically. It was one of those moments where it was just like, I was screaming, holy shit. And then the next second, kind of laughing my ass off, because one of the characters gets killed off. And it's kind of weird because he gets bit by the thing, whatever, and he's like all of a sudden flung around, and it's basically, it looks like a rag doll. They took a huge giant ragdoll sized human, or you know what I'm getting. It's like they put a whole bunch of like stuffing in clothes, and they just threw it around like a sack doll, which did look a little bit humorous. It made me chuckle at that, but it didn't ruin the scene at all. I still don't know, because what one complaint is like, I would see, so the gore, I would say people wouldn't like about that. The ending would be another thing, because I know a few people who do like cliffhangers, or, you know, endings that make you go, what happened? I know people who like that, I know people who hate it, and I see it both sides. I usually hate cliffhangers. I usually hate it, unless it could pose a very good, or unless it makes it more interesting. Which it does, basically, because you don't know who in the end, there's two characters left in the ending, and you don't know who's the thing, or if they're both perfectly fine, or stuff like that, and that's what makes the movie interesting. And I think that's why a lot of the critics hate it, because they thought of it more as a murder mystery with some abomination of God. Or abortion of God. And, yeah, and it's not a murder mystery, even though it acts like it sometimes, because it's just like you're trying to figure out who's infected, who's not infected, who's the thing, who's not the thing, who is at this moment, who is at that moment, and you don't see everybody, you don't see what everybody's doing. There's a lot of characters missing in a lot of the moments, because whenever there's a group of characters in action happening, there's always like 3 or 4 of them gone, disappeared, off doing their own stuff. It's almost like Clue. Except nobody wins. It's kind of like with the original Blade Runner movie, with the question if Deckard is a replicant or not, if he's a fake human. And that's what makes the movie interesting. Because you don't know if he's a replicant, that's what makes him interesting. answering the question immediately removes the interesting mysteriousness behind him. Because that's what it means to be tall, dark, and handsome, is basically Harrison Ford in Blade Runner as Deckard. Not this weird bullshit of, you know, like that Twilight shtick of, is my boyfriend a vampire? No, not that. That's not an interesting question. If you're asking yourself that, check yourself in a mental ward. So I think we've actually cut enough wood. I think this may have been too much cutting. Oh geez, did we go over time again? I think we did with my ramble in here, but I just like talking, and I have to film Prison Architect today because I wanted to do that today. I know I promised somebody like days ago that I'd be doing a Bomber Crew video where it was just like tips on how to survive or something like that. I still don't know how to do it. Like, I would say like guide, but I don't really have a guide. It's just like, I can't tell you what is the perfect way to, like, what's the perfect build? Like, what do you always gotta start off with first? I'd mostly say guns, for starters. Guns. Because, like, you know, upgrading your... There's no wrong way of upgrading your plane unless, you know, the failure to upgrade things. And I would say mostly do a lot of grinding. In my Let's Play, I didn't do any grinding, and I just got lucky. Scot-free. But if you see other YouTubers, like competent ones, because there's a lot of YouTubers out there that play Bomber Crew that are absolutely stupid at it, and it's just like, it makes me kind of have like, you know, pop a blood vessel in my brain just watching it, because it's just like, I watched a YouTuber that got paid to play Bomber Crew, and they removed the paid thing because people were getting pissed off about it, like, because they put it in the title. I'm not going to name drop it about it, because if I do, their rabid fans are going to come after and, you know, maul me in my sleep. But he forgot to raise his landing gear up. He didn't get any of he didn't heal any of his crew when they were down, even though he had med packs. He didn't repair any of his stuff. He didn't rearm any of the guns. And, you know, oh jeez Christ, you're gonna come here and you're gonna try to hit me with the stick? Oh, you're gonna okay, this is perfect. Good boy, Doug. But yeah, so I'm gonna be, don't worry, I'm still doing that if you're still around watching this. If you're a subscriber, I'm completely sorry. I think he may have been just a viewer, though. If he is a subscriber, I apologize. If you're if he was just a viewer, I also apologize. I haven't gotten around to it because he's probably waiting for that. He's like, if he still is, he could have completely given up on that. But I think it's just gonna be survival tips that I'm gonna be telling about, because there's a few interesting things, not to exploit the game, because it's not like, oh, the perfect way of, you know, beating every mission, but there's a few interesting tips that you can do that the game doesn't tell you about. That it's just like, you know, if you don't have some of the things like, you know, emergency dive or corkscrew or all that, or avoid flak, there's a ways around it. So I might be doing a video about that, so don't worry about that. So if you like this episode of RimWorld, please leave a like down below, as well as if you'd like to make a comment, please do. I love reading comments from you guys. Don't be afraid to say anything. Daily episodes of RimWorld to come out. Prison Architect's also going to be coming out, and I'm going to be doing that Bomber Crew episode soon. So yeah, I'll be catching you in the next video. Adios.